Hey, welcome back. In this video, what I'm going to do is talk to you about how to run volume with your dates. And I understand that not every guy is looking for this. Not every guy is looking to go on 10 to 15 dates every single week, or even, 5 dates a week. I understand that. So you might want to skip over this video, and that's totally fine. Move on to a video that you do think would be most beneficial to you, right? Now, if you are a guy who's looking to pack out your weeks with several different dates and go on, maybe 10 dates a week or whatever, a number of them, this is a great video for you to watch, and you'll probably love the building rotations videos as well. Now, let's get started. When it comes to collecting phone numbers, the goal really is to see this girl as quickly as possible before the phone number has a chance to get cold and become flaky and so on. Now, in order to do that, what you want to do is you want to set your dates up as quickly as possible, okay? When you first meet this girl, the moment you realize, okay, this interaction is not going to go that very far because, I don't know, you're with your friend, she was with her friends, who knows, she's on her way to an interview, whatever, you're going to set up the date, okay? And remember, what you want to do is you want to set up all the details of the date in person, okay? And that includes the day that you're going to meet, the time you're going to meet, the location or neighborhood you're going to meet in, and the activity that you're going to do. And you need to understand that the order you set this information up, it doesn't really matter that much, okay? You could set up the day and then the neighborhood and then the time and then the activity, or mix it around. It doesn't matter. But understand that your date isn't fully scheduled in detail with all the components necessary until those details are figured out. Now, when you get those details figured out, you also need to make sure to get her contact information and establish contact. And you could do that very easily by saying, hey, Sarah, it's Chris. I'll see you Monday at 5. Okay, you don't really need to get too fancy. In fact, getting fancy is not going to help you, and it'll even hurt you. Okay, but you do want to get the texting started with something very simple, and you could even use the sequence that I talk about in this first text video. Okay, also, if you're not going to text her from your phone, you're actually going to text yourself from her phone the way I talk about, that's fine. Just make sure to establish contact, and then you'll be good to go. Now, when it comes to running volume, you need to understand that calendar invites, calendar notifications are your best friend, okay? Not calendar invites, calendar notifications, okay? Meaning the moment the date is set, you want to put your calendar notification on to remind you when your date is and when to follow up with her, okay? So have the calendar notifications remind you in accordance of what I explained in the confirming dates videos. So for example, if you're going to be meeting this girl in a few weeks because she's going on vacation or whatever else, then you should be texting her every 3 days or so leading up to the date the way I explained, okay? And I explained this all in the confirming dates video, so make sure to follow it, okay? Now, if you're meeting her in a few days, make sure to have the notifications to remind you to text her maybe the next day, and then the day before the date, and then the day of the date, okay? Whatever makes sense according to when your date is, and again, it's all explained to you. Just follow the process. Now, let's say you're meeting her at night, right? You're meeting her on a Friday night. Then you met her on a Friday night. Your date's scheduled for Saturday. Set an alarm to text her the morning of, okay? Set an alarm. Do not forget and message her at 10 a.m., okay? Very, very simple. Calendar notifications are very, very crucial because I promise with enough volume and just with enough going on in your life, you will forget dates and it will suck, and it will happen even with girls that you really, really do want to see. Now, if you're going to be running volume, you want to make sure to allow yourself at about 3 hours for every date that you have scheduled, okay? Especially if you're new, this is very, very important. You don't want to rush yourself. You want to have plenty of time to make this girl comfortable and then close her back at your home. You also want to make sure to spend time with her after the date. Okay, so after you guys hook up, it's very, very important that you spend time with her, unless it's very clear that this is just a hookup, a one-time thing, or you guys, whatever. If you guys have something figured out, fine. But you don't want this girl to feel used or like you're kicking her out right after she hooks up with you. She's not going to want to see you again. So if you're trying to run a marathon the way I do sometimes, where like if you're on vacation, you just want to meet up with a whole bunch of different girls, what you could do is just set up dates for every 3 hours, okay? So for example, you could have a coffee date at 10:30 a.m., you could have a brunch date around 1:30 p.m., then you could have a happy hour at 4:30, an evening date for drinks at 7:30, and then another one at, let's say, 10:30. I've done all these many times, and it really is contrary to what a lot of people think, where they say like, early morning dates are just so much harder. And it's not true. They're extremely easy, okay? And if you really are a beast, you could even go out afterward and collect even more numbers and do the whole thing all over again the next day or over the next few days, okay? Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.